Hello there and welcome to a list of Halloween movies which I'm personally recommending as something you may want to watch this holiday season. And happy Halloween to anyone that's watching this around Halloween 2023 or any year for that matter. This is just a list of some movies that I personally like. Some of them are obscure, some of them are mainstream, some of them are actually funny, some of them are scary. They're just films I enjoy and I want to share the joy. So, with that said, let's get into it. This is not in any kind of category order, as in worst to best, best to last, real recommendations. It's just fun movies that I enjoy as a massive horror fan. I have already done one of these on more obscure horror movies, and so with that out of the way and the liking, sharing and subscribing that hopefully goes along with this, let's get into this list. And the first movie I'm recommending is Gremlins, and for that matter Gremlins 2 The New Batch, often considered an inferior sequel to the original. I personally disagree. The original film, 1984, very famously about a cute little mogwai that when it gets wet, it multiplies. There's a joke in there somewhere. And if you eat after midnight, they mutate into these nasty, gross little gremlins that like to wreak havoc. And they also multiply when they get wet and, you know, generally cause all kinds of disturbances. The film stars Zach Galligan, and generally it's a well put together movie. It's also arguably a Christmas movie. Not arguably, it is a Christmas movie, especially when you've got gremlins singing carols. Film's awesome, so is the sequel, and the sequel also stars John Glover. I've put this out. I love this man in every single thing that I ever see him in. He's always a performance to see, as are every single one of the gremlins, particularly the very inventive ones they start to throw in the sequel. The next movie would be Tremors. All the Tremors. I'm a huge Tremors fan. I love this franchise. Actually currently in the middle of a rewatch of the movie series myself. I've just finished watching Tremors 3, Back to Perfection. I love the TV series. I really want to see the made-for-TV movie starring Kevin Bacon that's not being released. But the Tremors films, in essence, are about a big underground monster that pops up and eats people. They're as much comedy as they are horror, but they're a lot of fun. They're really dumb. I mean, they're really dumb movies. I mean, the monsters in them are called graboids and ass blasters. They're not, I'm not going to say scary, but these films, they're worth a watch. Next is another horror comedy franchise, Critters. They're mixed. I've actually done a full breakdown of these on one of my other channels, which I'm going to eventually import over to this channel as I'm no longer uploading over there. But there are effectively 5 Critters movies, and they're basically space hedgehogs that eat everything that they see. They're intelligent, nasty, but very funny little creatures. The movies are a bit all over the place, but they're, in terms of quality, a lot of people really love the second one. I personally don't like it, but the first one is amazing, so is the third. The fourth is really good. The fifth is not, but you should watch it if you're a completionist. And I'm ashamed to say I've not actually currently watched the TV series, but I have heard bad things. But all the same, if you know different, tell me in the comment section below. Next is the Leprechaun franchise, another one that's got kind of mixed reviews. The original film starred Jennifer Aniston in her pre-Friends era. The main titular Leprechaun is played by Warwick Davis, of course, because the man plays every mythical creature in every film you'll ever see, from an Ewok to, well, a leprechaun. But, you know, the dude's awesome. And he speaks in rhymes, he can't help himself but clean shoes. It's every cliche you can imagine. He's covered in green, he likes gold, he's Irish, he's every form of leprechaun. So the films are a bit all over the place, as I said. They do get progressively more dumb and ridiculous, and the lore is a little inconsistent throughout the franchise, but generally they're very enjoyable. Next, The Meg. I'd hate to think you've not seen this film, because if you haven't, what are you doing? Jason Statham, of course, awesome. This film is not exactly Jaws, right? It's not. Hell, it's not even Deep Blue Sea. But what it is fun. It's actually not trying to be anything more than what it is. It does have some genuinely scary moments. The plot is utterly ridiculous. The whole concept is insane. I even think the Megalodon in it is far too big, if I understand the actual scaling of those things when they were alive. But who knows, a couple of million extra years of evolution, maybe they got bigger. Film's fun, another one to watch. Next, Zombievers. And it's exactly what you think it is. It's girls in bikinis and there's some horror on the side. It's about beavers that become zombies. I can't give it a more effective description than that. There isn't anything else to it. It's basically every horror cliche you can roll together mixed with the stupidity of a B-movie, and again, Zombievers. And it's not even subtle about what it's saying when it says beavers. But it is fun. Next, we have Aquarium of the Dead. I actually stumbled on this film on Amazon and thought, I like trashy B-movies, I really do, I love them. And I thought, yeah, that looks stupid. I gotta watch that. And it is stupid. It's really stupid. It's really dumb. It's basically loads of marine life become zombies and people are stuck in the aquarium while the fish are trying to get them. And you'd think, well, that's easy enough. Just don't go in the water, right? Right? No. Because they're dead already. They can come out of the water. Don't be stupid. The film's stupid, though. It is amazing, though. It's so... The special effects are bad. We're talking Sharknado bad. I think it might even be by the same people, the company. But either way, it's so stupid. It's so much fun. And last on my list of kinda cheesy, trashy horror movies you might enjoy is Maximum Overdrive. It is a Stephen King adaptation, which normally means great things, but this also was directed by an allegedly very drugged up Stephen King. It's the only movie to date that he's actually directed himself. And yeah, it shows. But it's got one, it's got an Estevez in it, so it's not that. And it's basically all the machines in the world very inconsistently come to life and start trying to kill people. And I mean inconsistently. Traffic lights change that cause cars to crash, but in other bits the cars themselves come to life. As there's a lot to take in. The main protagonist is actually a big truck that I've always thought was very cool. It's one of the highlights of the movie, which has a Green Goblin face, and it is Green Goblin. It's actually modelled off the one directly lifted from Marvel Comics. So it literally has the Green Goblin's face plastered onto the front of this great big wagon. And otherwise, it's a trashy, dumb film with some trashy characters, some of whom you'll really love, some of them you'll hate. It's, again, as much comedy as it is dumb, but it's, again, come on, it's really enjoyable. It's a lot of fun. I know it gets bad reviews, but it's one of those films that's matured with time to be, yeah, it's not going to win an Oscar. It might win a Razzie, but it doesn't matter because it's still so much fun to watch and sort of get through. But that is my list of cheesy, trashy, dumb Halloween movies to enjoy this Halloween. And as I said, this is kind of wildly varying in their abilities. But if you've seen any of these films, or if you've never heard of them, let me know in the comment section below. If you're going to go and give them a watch, I highly recommend all of them. Because as dumb as most of these films are, they're also fantastic. And happy Halloween.